Now, the family of Nontobeko Cele has recounted her alleged abuse at the hands of her ex-boyfriend. Newzroom Afrika's Nobuhle Modise has been speaking to the victim's family and joins us live now from KwaCeza in KwaZulu-Natal's Umzinto. Nobuhle, the story, of course, harrowing in its process as well, but you've been able to speak to the families here that are involved. Let's just share their sentiments so far, if you will.
Good afternoon, Arabida, and yes, a very harrowing story, and it's important for South Africa to note that South Africa is number 5 when it comes to femicide in the entire world, and we have the highest cases of gender-based violence. And speaking about Nontobeko Cele today, she's not the only one we've had to report on, but there have been a number of incidents like this, similar to this, and it's quite disturbing the fact that these attacks are getting more brazen. That she's not the first one to be recorded while lifeless after her partner has killed her, and even confessing to it. You'd remember a Metro Police officer just this year who was murdered by her partner in eThekwini, and he also went ahead and posted her lifeless body on social media. So the attacks are getting more brazen, and we are all aware of the femicide and intimate partner violence cases throughout South Africa. This is not the only one we've been reporting on, but essentially we are here today, and unfortunately we are having to re-traumatize the family by asking them, what has happened, how do they feel? But also, if you look at the comments on social media, there are some disturbing comments, especially around, what Sbusiso has said in that video, and some people agreeing with it and some not agreeing with it. But at the end of the day, a life has been taken, and the family here is traumatized. I was talking to the aunt earlier who said she doesn't have access to Facebook, and she wanted to see a video on TikTok that had been posted. It wasn't a graphic one, but it was of photos of the couple when in their happier times. But she insisted on seeing those comments online, and that just re-traumatized her, and she had to stop. And so at the end of the day, this is somebody's life. This is a family that has had to relive this. We are here, and they want to tell their side of the story, mainly because the perpetrator in this case, who is also late, went onto social media to say things that they don't agree with. What they've told us now is that there's been a history of violence in their relationship, and she was abused. We were speaking to her friend earlier who was just recounting some of the stories, even referring to him as a stalker and obsessed, and telling us that she had been warning her friend, about the kind of relationship that she was in, because she was a witness to some of, the things that happened. You would have heard him in the video as well speak of funds that were meant to come to Nontobeko from the road accident fund, and with that particular incident, the family is saying the reason why she was going to receive a payout is because he is the one that hit her with the car earlier in May this year, and before that he had threatened to kill her with a knife when they were alone at their place, at his place in Stanger. You would know that he is a teacher at a school in KwaDuguza, and she was still a student who was trying to upgrade her matric marks, and she was attending a college where she could upgrade those marks, and she was residing in Umlazi and would come here once in a while. And when she was here yesterday, he came under the auspices of coming to pick her up together with the baby to go and shop for the baby. Unfortunately, a family member of hers was with them when they went to the shops to go and buy clothes for the child, and the friend was recounting how she feels that had the family member who went with them not taken the child with her after they bought the clothes, the child would have also been killed. That is how she perceives the situation. She says that they continue to go to the beach, and some people saw him having an altercation with her just before then. The details that have been put out by the police, that they found the vehicle in Emalangeni, and it's a place where it's a sugarcane field, and that's where the attack happened. According to the police, it might have happened in the car where he stabbed her, but when they found her body, they found her lifeless body on the road, and he continued further, and that's where his body was found just 1 kilometer away from the scene where he had been hanging from a tree. So a very disturbing story, and it's one of many that we've covered. Just last year there was also another story of femicide where a man had killed his partner, who was pregnant at the time, with triplets, and these are the kinds of stories that we keep reporting on even after just celebrating celebrating or commemorating days like 16 days of activism against violence against women and children, and these things continue, and therefore opening up a deeper conversation as to what are the deeper societal issues that are leading to these kind of crimes that we see take place every other day. We are waking up to things like this, and they are becoming more brazen. In the case where Nontobeko, the whole world has now seen her body lying lifeless at the hands of her perpetrator.
What do you want to do? All right. Nobuhle, look, it's certainly a difficult story indeed to kind of take in. And as you said, especially in a time when we've also just been commemorating 16 days of activism against women and child abuse as well in this country. And this continues to be the plague that we're seeing as well. Thank you so much for that reporting as well.